So, back in 2016, I took a personality test to find out what my personality is and how can I bet on my strengths moving forward in life. And that's what this video is about. It's about how you can use a personality test and different types of tests to really find out things about you that you just have a small bit of intuition that's how you are, and you can get some insights. It's not like the test is dictating how you are, but it's valuable moving forwards. Like if you are a person that's not really confident about, am I a leader? Should I tell other people what to do? Like these tests can really bring out some confidence in you that you're on the right path, both career-wise and also why some of your personality traits are the way they are. So I took it in 2016 and I became the logical INTP A, and that means I'm introverted, intuitive, thinking, prospecting, assertive. So it's going to be really interesting to see how in the last 4 years have my personality changed. I feel like some of these maybe are a little bit different today than from 4 years ago. So we're gonna jump straight over to 16 personalities. This is a very good test based on the Myers-Briggs method, and it's gonna take around 12-15 minutes, I think. So we're just gonna dive deep into it, and I'm gonna show you my answers and maybe comment on some of my answers so you get to know me a little bit better. Just have in mind, we're not all perfect. Like I'm gonna share some of my flaws, and we all have flaws. That's the way I want you to think about it as well, that this test is for you to bet on your strength and not your weaknesses. So let's just dive in. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. I enjoy them like a little bit. I like to be alone. I'm very good company by myself. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Maybe not often. And unrealistic, I don't think goals are unrealistic. They're just a further stretch than other type of goals. So a little bit, or just, I'm gonna say in the middle of agreeing with that. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than detailed. Yes, they are, because I really like, I'm gonna go there, do this, but not in a detailed format, because things are gonna happen. Just be a little bit spontaneous, but not too spontaneous. It's not me. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it's taken place. No, I don't do that. I don't think about dwelling on the conversation. What did I say? What did other people say? It's not my cup of tea. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem. Your first instinct is to support them. That's something I work on, or try to work on, is to really support them emotionally, but I really just jump on solving the problem. So my first instinct isn't to support them emotionally, it's to try to fix their problem. Again, I'm gonna take it down a notch, because I think in the last year I've gotten really much better at just trying to set myself in their shoes. Maybe they just need emotional support instead of somebody trying to fix their problem. People can rarely upset you. No, you can't shake me. You often rely on other people to be the ones that start a conversation and keep it going. For me, that's a yes and no. If people are talking about something that interests me, I can talk all day. But if it's like about politicians or politics or the weather, that
I'm not interested.
Sometimes, like with, for instance, if me and my wife are having conversation with other people, she usually takes charge of the conversation if it's not something that I'm really passionate about. If you have temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it's your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes, and that's because I don't like try and keep things behind me that's done, and if things are just dwelling on getting done, it takes up mental capacity, so just get things done. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on somebody you met. Yes, I don't care what other people say about me, think about me, and they can talk it if they want. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. No, I'm my best company. You are more of a detail-oriented than a big picture person. I can set up everything in great detail if I want, but I think it's hindering. I like to take, like, the further down you go on a detailed list, the more time you spend on making the list itself than just getting things done. So I'm a small disagreeing to that question. You're very affectionate with people you care about. That's true. The small group of people I do care about as well is very small. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. I would say I'm more careful. Like, for instance, when I was to quit my 9-to-5 job, I thought about my family, our expenses, everything is covered before I quit my job. So in that way, I'm more careful. Some people would just be like, I'm gonna quit today and everything, if it needs to work out when I quit. So I'm not like that. So, but still, I'm not like, I need the job security of my 9-to-5, so I'm not that careful. You're still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. No, I don't. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. Somewhat true. I like to be close to what's happening, but not be the center of attention. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Yeah. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Yes, I can. It can be all night or the whole evening finding a good title if we're gonna watch TV. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. Yes, I can. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into the conversation. That moves back to, like, if it's things that I like to talk about and know very well, I don't have a problem talking about it. So we're gonna get a small agree on that. When you sleep, your dream tends to be bizarre and fantastical. I wouldn't say that. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. People that don't deserve being stepped on, it's not okay. I'm a kind soul. I like to respect and give people what they deserve in life. But if it's people that acting like douchebags, I have no problem stepping on them. Sometimes okay. Let's just say, since I think this tests it takes the approach that it's people that don't deserve being stepped on. So we're gonna disagree on that. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. It's something that I've worked really well on, and you can see, like, the videos I made here on YouTube on how to set goals and how to write affirmations. Those two things really make you more focused, put out a to-do list, and to achieve your goals. So I've gotten better, but I can get sidetracked. So we're gonna go here to unagree. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself and your abilities or your knowledge. So I did that a lot in the past. I was like, if I couldn't perform well in my marketing, or there was a campaign that wasn't going as good, and I was like, oh, do I really know the craft? Am I as good as I was? And I stopped doing that, and it's become a lot better for me to just be like, and the affirmations work really well for doing that. Like, I say to myself, you are the best marketer, you know SEO very well. So we're gonna disagree on that. When I think just a couple of years ago, I would agree with that. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you know. Yeah, that's me. But I have started to, like, challenge myself. I believe in putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. So I try to challenge myself by doing that. Just go up to somebody and be like, hey, but in most cases people don't really, like here in my city in Norway, there are few people that are so interested in business and personal development like I am, and most people aren't at the social events, or I am not on the social events where we can talk about it. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. Somewhat, because I can't remember too well if people are like talking about Socrates or Aristotle and people like that. But if people start talking philosophical, like the meaning of life and stuff like that, it's something that really interests me, because I think that you can really find a lot of answers for yourself by asking those questions. But it's rare for me to be in a discussion about those type of things. It's actually gonna be neutral for me. Let's disagree. I like talking about that, but I haven't done it, so I'm just projecting myself into a conversation. You will never let yourself cry in front of others. No, I think I could do that. I think it's healthy to show emotions, and also it's not something like you're less of a man if you do that. I think you can show emotion if you feel that strongly about something. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than to more quiet and intimate ones. No, I like it quiet. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. I like doing that. Yeah. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. I'll agree on that, because in myself I try to listen to some logical things, but like your gut is gonna tell you what's right or wrong most of the time. You just have to start listening to it. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch or experience. I disagree on that, because if the question is based on like religion, see, touch or experience, that it's gonna be something spiritual. But I think many things you cannot see, touch or experience go into this. So yeah, I'll disagree. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. If you deserve to be punished about something, I will punish you. If you hit my child, I will do something bad to you. But if it's a small thing, like if you drop a candy paper on the street, I'm not gonna go to you and be like, hey, pick that up. I'm gonna forgive you for doing that. I don't like confrontations, so like if I could forgive somebody, but there's situations where you can't forgive them. So we're gonna go into a little bit of agree on that. You often make a decision on a whim. Yeah, I've gotten really make decisions fast, and just the first thing you think about it, even if it's like I'm starting to make bigger decisions faster, and I think that's just healthy, so to not dwell on big decisions. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. Yeah, you often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or a movie. Not often, but sometimes it can be like you just listen to a song or something, and just one line really hits you, like it has a special kind of meaning to you, or you try to interpret it to something like in your life. And that's what I do sometimes, but not often. You always know exactly what you want. Yeah, I'm starting to set goals, and I know what I want. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. Yeah, I rarely do that. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded. Yes, I do. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Not often. I think that you should live each day like it's your last, but then again, you should also think about if you're gonna live a long time and you spend each day doing less significant things and just unimportant things to you, you're gonna, in the long run, you're gonna be unhappy and feel like you didn't achieve anything. But still you should enjoy each day and be happy about what you got in the present. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Yeah, I do. I've gotten better at it, and I try to understand other people's feelings, really like set myself in their shoes. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front. Yeah, there's gonna be some decisions on an ongoing project, but if you can do something up front, there's gonna be less questions, less uncertainty in how maybe your team members are gonna do stuff. So we're just gonna I make those upfront as much as I can. When you know somebody thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. Now I don't do that. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. I don't feel comfortable with that. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. Not often. You look after yourself first, then others in second. Yes, I do. Like the people closest to me, my wife, my son, I look after them even before me. But I also believe that you can't take care of other people if you haven't taken care of yourself first. So that's why I agree so strongly to that. We can drop it down to here because I think like if my son is sick, I'm gonna take care of him, even though I maybe should take care of myself first. Like if we're both sick, like my son comes first and then me after. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like in any given moment. No, I did that a lot before, but now I have a more structure to my day and I just follow it. And even though I've gotten real mental strong on just doing it. Your mood can change very quickly. No. You often contemplate the reason for human existence or meaning of life. Not often. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. I don't, but I should be better at that. So it's something that I am working on. You have gotten detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into your future. Yes, based on my business goals and how I want to develop in my life, I have that for 10-20 years ahead. You rarely dwell on your regrets. I don't dwell. Spending time on dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around you quickly makes you feel drained and need of a gateway. I agree to that because like I noticed myself on like holidays and family events, like when people are gone, I feel drained just based on being around such a lot of people and being aware of what everybody's saying and stuff like that. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. No. You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Oh, that's something I have worked a lot with myself on, but also it's something that I can do better. Like when people have gone through real traumatic events, it's hard to set yourself in their shoes. So I'm trying to work on that, but I have gotten better. But it's not easy. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized and consistent efforts. No. Like I can get some bursts of energy, like when I want to do something like shooting a YouTube video or doing some type of work, I can really just get my energy up on that. But some things are just, when I've set it up on my to-do list, I do them even though if I feel like real crap. Your emotions control you more than you control them. No. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is what you need. I don't need to party. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Not frequently. It's an interesting conversation, like how are things looking 10 years ahead? But yeah, it's gonna be the way it's gonna be. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. No, not always, and it's something that I try to work on. Like, if I do this, is it good for people around me? But usually I do the things that I want, so you still honor the commitments you have made even if you have a change of heart. Yes, somewhat. I do that, but I have noticed that I can change my energy. Like if I push myself to do something that I really don't want to, I honor the commitment. Like if I don't want to go a place or something, I go there, but my energy isn't like at a peak state, and it's something I need to work on. You rarely feel insecure. Yeah, I'm confident. So I became the architect, INTJA, and that was something different. So from 2016 I was INTPA, so I've become more judging to work planning and decision making. Before I was more prospecting. Energy, it's actually quite close on almost 50-50 on intuitive and observant. In my nature I'm leaning more to thinking than feeling, and in tactics I'm more judging. And identity, I'm assertive, not turbulent, 99%. So we can just quickly look here. I think that this type of the INTJA and INTJT, yeah, it's a rare type of personality to be. 0.8% of the world's population. They make up just 2% of the population, and women with this personality type are especially rare, forming 0.8. So I'm in the 2% of the population who has this type of personality type. But what I want you to do is to take a test like this, and especially go to the strength and weaknesses part here. Just look through it, be more confident, and just put yourself in a situation like this. I know that I'm a jack of all trades because I'm more like a transaction junkie, like Dan Pena says. It's like I can do work that really isn't fulfilling for me, but I like the end result so much that I'll do it anyways, without thinking about that maybe the work is draining or something like that. I'm gonna do it because I like the end result, maybe a transaction. And then also like be well aware of your weaknesses, especially like I know, let's see here, they usually talk about, yeah, romance. Like if you have a significant other, try and be aware of your weaknesses, try to work on them. I really think that you should work on or bet on your strength. Now I also wanted to show you, like if you go to my webpage, andremikkelsen.com, it's linked down in the description here. I also made a quiz for you that you can take so you can decide more of your career path. I did a personality test now, and it's really great for finding out who you are. Are you a leader? Are you maybe best alone and you should work not interacting with people and stuff like that? But this test is just 10 questions. You get like, what path should you walk on your career path? Should you be a freelancer, an entrepreneur, or an employee? And I also give you some tips about maybe how you can get started in the different career paths. So if you're young or want to change maybe something in your life, take this test. It's completely free and you can get some results based on that. Give me a comment also what you think about this type of video. It's more insightful into my personality and my life, and it's more casual than my previous videos. And if you're new, subscribe. So until next time, I hope you have a great day.